What's up guys, this is Minecraft for Meh, and welcome to another Meh Thoughts. So in this episode I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on editing, and yeah, this has been asked a lot in the comments I've seen, so I'm gonna do it today. So yeah, this video will be separated into two parts. The first part is going to just be me talking about why editing's important, and the different levels of editing for different types of videos. And then the second part is just going to be me showing you guys how I edit in a really basic, short way, just like the different effects I use and stuff like that. So if you want to see that and just skip this first part, click the annotation on the screen, and yeah, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so my personal opinion is editing is very important for YouTube success. I'm sure all the YouTubers you guys watch do at least some type of editing in their videos. And it's definitely important to stand out. If you don't have editing, then your videos will probably lack a bit. Especially just the basic core of editing, which is just cutting the beginning of the video to where you start talking, and cutting the end so you don't hear the click of the keyboard when you're ending the recording, stuff like that. That's really important to get rid of. So at least, you know, editing that out is definitely a good thing to do. So yeah. And now that that's out of the way, there's two different levels of editing that I think are the most, like, prominent. You can see them in, like, all the videos you watch on the internet. So yeah, the first type of editing is just the simple adding an intro, adding an outro, maybe even adding an overlay that says leave a like. This is definitely good for doing mini-game type videos, because you don't want to cut out any of the gameplay if they're, you know, short little mini-games. Of course, Death Swap is different because I wasn't good at commentating at that day, so things like Death Swap, if you're boring, then you might want to cut out some parts. So I guess that's not really a mini-game, that's more of a full-on game mode. But for mini-games, it's probably just good to add intro, outro, maybe some background music. That's just very basic editing and stuff like that. And then the second type of editing, which is what I do the most, I do it on MehCraft and eventually the other series I'm starting up, is when you do things to make your video less boring. And by this I mean adding time lapses, doing stuff off camera, adding cuts. Of course, you guys know this is all I do in MehCraft pretty much. That's the editing style I go for. So yeah, I think this is really good for things like Let's Plays. Of course, there's some Let's Plays where you want to show everything, but mine is more of a more highly edited Let's Play, I guess. So it all depends on the video, it's all up to the content creator, I guess. But those are the two different types of editing. Of course, in either of them, you'll always add an intro, outro. Except me, I don't have an intro yet. I'll get one of these days. But anyway, so yeah, that is what the second type of editing is. And I do that the most on my channel, but as you guys know, when I upload mini games, I just add intro, outro, so I do the other type of editing as well. On YouTube, no one wants to watch a boring video, so editing is usually the answer to that, unless you're an extremely good commentator, which many people are. In that case, editing isn't as necessary, but of course it's always good, as I said, to add that first level of editing, add intro, outro, stuff like that, just to make your brand better, I guess. So yeah, that is what I think about editing, and on to the software I use and how I use it. Alright guys, welcome to my editor. So this is Sony Movie Studio Platinum 12, and this is the software I use to edit all my videos. I know other YouTubers use like Adobe Premiere and Sony Vegas. Basically, this is a cheaper version of Sony Vegas. It's around maybe 50 bucks now, I think. So it's pretty reasonable as far as editing software goes, and it works well. It satisfies my needs, so it's good enough, I guess. Yeah, so I'm going to show you guys the different things I use to edit my MehCrafts together, and basically it's just repeating the same, like, techniques I use over and over again. So yeah, first of all, in this software, to trim a clip, you simply drag from the edge when you see this, like, square icon, and drag it in. As you can see, this beginning part is where I was getting prepared to start commentating. And then I finally do here.
Ooh, what's up, guy?
So I want to drag this clip all the way to here, and then just to drag a clip, you just when it has the hand, you just drag it that way. And to fade, I do the top left corner and drag in, and that fades in my videos. I do that the same on the other end. So I'm going to clip the ending off here because it's probably just like random clicking of the keyboard and then fade.
Bye.
So that's basically how I do that. It is very simple. And in DxTory, as you can see, this is my vocals here, this wave file, and then down here is the game audio. So in DxTory, it records in separate clips, but if you're going to use Fraps, it'll mix the two, so you want to make sure your game audio isn't overpowering your voice or the other way. Alright guys, so I just dragged in a clip, and on this particular clip, this is a time-lapse clip I used in my MehCraft. So I'm going to show you guys how I do the time-lapsing. So first of all, keyboard shortcut, if you press U, it unclips or unattaches the audio from the video. Do this on both audio tracks and delete them, just in case there's any background noise you don't want in the time-lapse. So yeah, now that we have just the time-lapse thing, of course we want to trim the edges, so just like we did before, to when I start doing something, so maybe around there, and I guess the ending is good. Let me just see when I stop. Right about there. So, let me just zoom in. To time-lapse on this software, you hold Control, and now you can see the squiggly line under the box. And if you drag this in, it'll compress the video and speed it up. So I just usually compress it all the way till it can't go any further. And that will make it 4 times sped up. And that's all what I do with all my time-lapses pretty much. But if you have to extend it at all, just hold down Control and make it longer, and that'll of course make it a little bit slower. It'll probably only be sped up at 3 times or so, but yeah, that's how you can fit it to wherever you need. And that's basically what I do in all my episodes, just do lots of fading in and stuff like that, and time lapses. And now I'm going to show you guys what I do for music. So right here I have all my Monster Cat tracks, and I don't use all of them necessarily in my videos, but let's just say we want to get, I think that's Rogue Forever. I love this song. So yeah, I'm just dragging in like that. You can hear it start playing, and hang on, let me just show you what I did. Basically, you drag the top when you see this pointer, and drag the gain until it is 23.6. That's what I use in the background so it doesn't overpower my voice. But of course, depending on how loud your vocals are, you might want to go lower than that or higher. That's how you adjust that. And for time lapses, let me just move this one in like this. You press S on the keyboard to split a clip. So I'm going to split the audio here. And then on this audio track, I will raise the gain to maybe about 13.4. And then if you drag the edge, you can fade in between clips just like this. So that's what I'm going to do, and it turns into this. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye! So that's basically how I do everything in my MehCraft series. Just a lot of repetition here. And for whenever I do text, I just do the secondary click on video overlay and click insert text media, and then this dialog box comes up and you just type whatever you want, pick the font and stuff like that. So that's how I edit. It's pretty simple. If you guys haven't edited before, I suggest trying it. It'll take a few weeks to get used to editing. Of course, it takes a while before you become pro editing, but once you are, it's definitely a good thing to have for your content and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. This has been Minecraft for Meh, and I hope to see you in another video soon. Bye!